National Youth Council of Nigeria revealed that they will trail harmonies and a violent-free society. The president of National Youth Council of Nigeria, Comrade Solomon Adodo, disclosed that democracy is the bedrock of development, that change should be symbolic, claiming that the youth will decide who to lead Nigeria in the coming election 2023. Speaking at the International Democracy Day conference in Abuja, Comrade Solomon Adodo advises Nigerian youth to shun all call to violence and any form of political thuggery. Furthermore, Executive Director, Alliance for Policy, Advocacy and Development, Uwangugu Bright, declared that Nigeria will pursue harmonies and a violent-free society. Also encourage stakeholders to take advantage of the moment and contribute to nation building. However, Professor Umar Kari advises Nigerian youth to deviate from political thuggery, rather be a vanguard.
But today is the International Day of Democracy, wherein we all sit down to reflect on the democratic odyssey of various countries and for the need for democracy to be entrenched as the vehicle of governance. So for us here in Nigeria, as young Nigerians, we see very clearly that we've got roles to play. We're looking very much at the true essence of democracy, tracing back to the origins of democracy. Some say democracy had its root in Africa, but then historically, what we are taught more is about Athens and the origin of democracy. The essence was to have more participation, and beyond that, to ensure that development was engendered and thrives. So we'll come to the essence of democracy, which is to drive development. So this gathering today, we have leaders of youth groups from across the country. We have all our officials from across the country, and rising from here, they will go back with a message to the youth, not only in Abuja, not only in the state capitals, but also in the rural areas, in the communities, in the local governments, to tell them that we must unite as a country. We must shun all the divisive narratives. We must look at the essence of democracy, which is to drive development. If the roads are good, the Hausa man will drive on them and the Igbo man will also drive on them. If the health facilities are sound, the Ibibio man will benefit, the Efik man will benefit, the Igbira man will benefit. This is the message we are taking from here. We've had programs launched before now, the Youth Front campaign, which is the Youth Rising Up for a United Nigeria. And we also have the Youth Campaign Against Electoral Violence. This International Day of Democracy, in line with the theme, which reflects on tolerance, we are renewing our resolve that as Nigerian youth, we should not be a part of electoral violence. We should not be a part of flaming the embers of insecurity in our country. We should not be a part of those who will drag down or bring down the good image and reputation of our country by negative actions.
Yes, and that is the primary essence of this conference. The theme, political tolerance. And the advice to them is they must eschew violence. Nothing of such, so that we don't derail the process. The youth must take their place and actively participate in a manner that is devoid of rancor and violence. And that is why, as youth, it is our responsibility to entrench a viral and sustainable democracy.
I am also proposing that our politicians should always strictly play by the rules of the game, eschew undue intolerance, adhere to democratic norms and values, especially as pertain to peaceful politicking, peaceful elections, respect for dissenting views, and for rival individuals and groups. I'm equally proposing that our youth should resist attempts to allow themselves to be used against political opponents or as vanguards of disunity, disquiet, and suppression of rivals and minority groups. They should also always be circumspect in the way they use social media sites and not to engage in posting and sharing of incendiary stories, audios, and videos. Another thing that I am proposing is policies and legislative enactments that clearly prohibits and even criminalize aspects and forms of political intolerance, particularly those that engender, encourage, or precipitate political intolerance. The efforts to stem the tide of political intolerance in all manifestations is everyone's responsibility and a task that must be accomplished if we really desire a society that is peaceful and united and a democratic polity that is virile, enduring, and ever poised for progress.
What I would say is that in the past, electoral campaigns and political generally were characterized by violence, destruction, and so on and so forth. Things have been changing massively, particularly with the signing of the Electoral Act now. It will be very, very difficult to rig election, hopefully. So I am praying that we have seen the era of political hooliganism and thuggery. But generally, our youth should almost not allow themselves to be used and abused by the political class, to be used as cannon fodder or running dogs for them. They must resist the temptation to be unleashed on political opponents. They should come out and meaningfully participate in the political process, particularly as voters, as healthy campaigners, as ambassadors of their age groups, as vanguards for a new Nigeria.
Atonda Babatunde, GTV Africa.